Patriots Nation has been watching a very interesting sequence of moves unfold, and it feels like the front office in Foxborough quietly pulled off something that caught a lot of the league by surprise. While other teams were still trying to organize their plans in free agency, the New England Patriots moved quickly and strategically, bringing in key players while the rest of the National Football League was still processing what had just happened. The reaction around the league has been a mix of curiosity and confusion, because the Patriots managed to lose one player and almost immediately replace him with someone who could potentially elevate the entire defense. It all started when safety Jalen Hawkins officially moved on. There had been conversations about a possible extension and reports that both sides were trying to work something out, but the agreement never came together. Hawkins ultimately signed a 2-year deal worth $10 million with Baltimore, ending his time in New England. For many fans, that raised immediate questions. Hawkins had contributed solid moments during the previous season and had become part of the defensive rotation, so naturally people wondered how the team planned to respond after losing him. The Patriots did not waste any time answering that question. Shortly after Hawkins' departure became official, the team brought in veteran safety Kevin Byard on a 1-year contract worth $9 million. The move instantly grabbed attention because Byard is not just another depth signing. He is a former first-team All-Pro and one of the most respected defensive backs of the last decade. Even at 32 years old, he continues to prove that experience and instincts can still dominate on the field. What makes the signing even more impressive is what Byard accomplished recently. During the 2025 season, he finished the year leading the entire league in interceptions with 7. That type of production from the safety position can completely change the dynamic of a defense. A player with that level of ball awareness forces quarterbacks to think twice before attacking certain areas of the field. It creates hesitation, it creates mistakes, and mistakes often turn into turnovers. Another element that makes this move feel even more calculated is the reunion aspect. Kevin Byard previously played under Mike Vrabel during their time together with the Tennessee Titans between 2018 and 2023. When players reunite with coaches who already understand their strengths, it often accelerates their impact on the team. There is already a foundation of trust, familiarity with schemes, and an understanding of expectations. That connection could make the transition into the Patriots system much smoother than many people expect. When you step back and look at the situation, the Patriots essentially replaced Hawkins with a veteran who brings elite experience and leadership to the secondary. Hawkins had his moments, and many fans appreciated what he brought to the defense. But Byard's resume suggests he could provide an immediate upgrade in terms of playmaking and leadership in the back end of the defense. And when you start analyzing the rest of the defensive backfield, it becomes even more exciting. Christian Gonzalez continues to develop into one of the most promising young cornerbacks in the league. His athletic ability, confidence in coverage, and physical presence give him the potential to become a cornerstone player for this defense. Opposing quarterbacks are already learning that throwing in his direction is not an easy decision. Then there is Marcus Jones, who many fans know for his explosive ability as a return specialist. Even though he earned All-Pro recognition primarily for his work on special teams, he has also proven to be extremely valuable as a slot corner. His quickness, instincts, and ability to react quickly to route combinations make him a dangerous player in passing situations. Carlton Davis also deserves credit after delivering a strong season that extended deep into important games. His size and physical style allow him to match up well against bigger wide receivers, which gives the defense more flexibility in coverage schemes. When you combine that with emerging young talent like Craig Woodson coming out of California, the depth of the secondary becomes very intriguing. Suddenly, the Patriots have assembled a defensive backfield that could realistically compete with some of the best units in the National Football League. There is a blend of veteran leadership, young talent, and versatile players who can adapt to multiple defensive looks. For opposing offenses, facing a group like this means every passing play carries a level of risk. Quarterbacks will have to deal with tight coverage on the outside, quick defenders working the middle of the field, and now a veteran safety who has built a career around reading the quarterback's eyes and capitalizing on mistakes. Those types of defenses can completely disrupt an offensive rhythm and force teams into uncomfortable situations. Looking around the division, that becomes even more important. The Miami Dolphins continue to build their offense around speed and timing in the passing game, while the New York Jets are always searching for stability at quarterback and consistency in their offensive system. Against a disciplined and opportunistic secondary, even small mistakes can turn into game-changing plays. If the Patriots' defense continues to develop chemistry with this new group of defensive backs, it could become one of the most frustrating units for opposing offenses to face. Turnovers change momentum, they shift field position, and they often decide close games. A defense capable of consistently taking the ball away becomes a powerful weapon throughout an entire season. But the front office did not focus only on the defensive side of the ball. Another important move addressed an area that many analysts believe determines the success of any offense in the league: the offensive line. The Patriots brought in Elijah Vera Tucker, a talented interior lineman who immediately strengthens the group protecting the quarterback. At just 26 years old, Vera Tucker still has plenty of room to grow and develop, but he already carries valuable experience. He has played multiple positions along the offensive line and understands the physical battles that take place in the trenches every single snap. That versatility is something coaches love because it allows them to adjust their lineup when needed. The plan appears to be placing him on the left side of the line, providing support in an area that is critical for both pass protection and the running game. When the offensive line performs well, everything else in the offense becomes easier. Quarterbacks have more time to read the defense, running backs find clearer lanes, and the entire playbook becomes more effective. Strengthening the trenches has always been a priority for teams that want to compete deep into the season. Football games are often decided in those intense battles at the line of scrimmage, where physical strength, technique, and coordination determine whether a play succeeds or fails. By adding a player like Vera Tucker, the Patriots are clearly investing in building a more reliable foundation for the offense moving forward. When you start looking deeper into the addition of Elijah Vera Tucker, it becomes clear that this move is not just about adding another name to the roster. It is about reshaping the identity of the offensive line and giving the Patriots a stronger foundation up front. In the National Football League, everything begins in the trenches. If the offensive line is struggling, the entire offense feels the pressure. Quarterbacks rush their decisions, running backs have nowhere to go, and the rhythm of the game disappears. But when the line is strong, confident, and organized, the entire offense starts to operate with a completely different level of control. Vera Tucker brings exactly the type of presence the Patriots need in that area. Even though he is still only 26 years old, he already carries valuable experience from his time in the league. His ability to play multiple positions along the line has always made him a very attractive player for coaching staffs. That flexibility allows the offense to adjust when injuries happen or when matchups require a different approach. For a team trying to build stability around a young quarterback, having a versatile lineman like that can be extremely valuable. There is also an important strategic aspect behind where he fits into the lineup. The expectation is that Vera Tucker helps solidify the left side of the offensive line, which could allow other players to slide into positions where they are more comfortable. One name that immediately comes up in that conversation is Jarrod Wilson. Moving him back toward the center position, where he played during his college career, could help maximize his strengths and give the offensive line more balance overall. When you begin to picture the potential structure of this unit, the pieces start to make sense. Will Campbell has already shown flashes of what he can become at the professional level. If he continues to develop and perform closer to his best form, that alone would be a huge boost for the offensive front. Now imagine pairing that with Vera Tucker returning healthy and ready to prove himself again. The left side could suddenly become much more reliable in both pass protection and run blocking. Health will definitely be something to monitor, because Vera Tucker missed the previous season after suffering a torn tricep before the opening week. That kind of injury always raises questions about how quickly a player can return to full strength. However, reports around the league indicated that he successfully passed physical evaluations and convinced the Patriots that he is ready to compete again. For a player who still has many productive years ahead of him, the time away from the field could even serve as a reset, giving him a chance to come back stronger and more focused. Many analysts who evaluated the free agent market believe that Vera Tucker was one of the most talented interior offensive linemen available. That alone makes the move interesting because there were several teams expected to push hard to keep him. The Jets had strong reasons to bring him back, considering his importance to their offensive line. Yet the Patriots managed to step in and secure the deal, pulling another significant player away from a divisional rival. That detail alone adds an extra layer of intrigue. Taking a proven lineman from within the division does more than simply strengthen your own roster. It also forces a rival team to find answers elsewhere. Those kinds of moves can quietly shift the balance within a division over time, especially when they involve key positions along the offensive line. For the Patriots offense, the biggest benefit could come from improved protection for quarterback Drake May. The organization clearly wants to surround him with a stronger support system, so he can continue developing without constantly dealing with pressure in the backfield. Young quarterbacks often struggle when the pocket collapses too quickly because it forces them into rushed decisions and unnecessary risks. A stable offensive line allows them to read defenses more comfortably and play with confidence. The running game could also benefit significantly from these changes. Offensive linemen like Vera Tucker excel when they are able to create movement at the line of scrimmage. Opening lanes for running backs is not just about size and strength. It requires coordination, timing, and communication between the entire unit. When those elements start working together, the ground attack becomes far more consistent and dangerous. If the Patriots manage to establish a balanced offense that can run the ball effectively while protecting the quarterback, it opens the door for the entire playbook. Play action becomes more effective, receivers gain more opportunities downfield, and defensive coordinators are forced to respect every phase of the attack. That kind of balance is something every team in the league is constantly trying to achieve. Of course, the Patriots did not stop there when it came to reinforcing the roster. Another addition came in the form of linebacker KJ Britt, a player who might not generate massive headlines, but could still play an important role throughout the season. Depth at linebacker is always crucial, especially when injuries and physical wear start accumulating over a long schedule. Britt arrives on a one-year deal, which is often the type of contract teams use to evaluate how a player fits within their system. These short-term agreements create opportunities for players who want to prove themselves and earn a longer commitment in the future. For the Patriots, it represents a low-risk move that adds competition and insurance to the defensive rotation. His most recent statistical production in 2025 may not look spectacular on paper, but the previous season with Tampa Bay showed flashes of what he can contribute when he finds his rhythm. Britt has the physical profile to defend the run and the athletic ability to drop into coverage when necessary. Even if he begins the year as part of the rotation rather than a full-time starter, those skills can become valuable in specific defensive packages. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers are growing louder around the league that A.J. Brown could be inching closer to a stunning move to the New England Patriots, and the latest behind-the-scenes update has already sent waves of excitement through the fan base. While nothing has been confirmed by the front office, sources close to league insiders suggest conversations have quietly intensified, fueling speculation that the star wide receiver might soon become the centerpiece of a new offensive era in Foxborough. The possibility of Brown wearing Patriots colors has been circulating for some time, but recent developments have pushed the rumor from distant fantasy to a scenario many around the National Football League are starting to take seriously. Observers believe the Patriots have been aggressively exploring ways to add an elite playmaker to their roster, and Brown's physical style, explosive yards after catchability, and leadership qualities make him a perfect fit for the type of identity the franchise has been trying to rebuild. Currently one of the most dominant receivers in the league, Brown has been a key figure for the Philadelphia Eagles offense, known for overpowering defensive backs and turning routine completions into massive gains. Yet speculation around his long-term future has occasionally surfaced in league circles, particularly as teams across the NFL look for blockbuster moves capable of reshaping their offenses overnight. Patriots supporters have reacted to the latest rumor with a mix of disbelief and pure excitement. Social media erupted after reports hinted that internal discussions might be more advanced than previously thought. For a fan base eager to see the team return to offensive dominance, the idea of Brown lining up on the outside has become an irresistible storyline. League insiders caution that negotiations of this magnitude are rarely simple. Financial structure, draft compensation, and roster strategy could all complicate any potential deal. Still, the mere possibility of such a move has already changed the conversation around New England's future. For now, everything remains speculation. But if the momentum behind these rumors continues to build, the Patriots might be positioning themselves for one of the most dramatic receiver acquisitions the league has seen in recent seasons, and the excitement surrounding A.J. Brown's possible arrival is only getting louder. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.